Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's check some of these headlines here. We're going to talk about Walmart and Bitcoin adoption, the SEC, and more appearance of impropriety. Very important clip from recent Brad Garlinghouse interview. You're going to want to see that, and especially in the context of which we are going to cover it. And here, I believe we have even more evidence pointing to the U.S. Treasury and possible oversight of Ripple, RippleNet, XRP, and the XRP ledger. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackUpBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today, $2.515 trillion cryptocurrency market cap. Yeah, we're holding our own. Bitcoin sitting at 60,000 plus right now. Ethereum back under 4,000, but not by much. Cardano at 215 and XRP at $1.09. Solana is back in the number 6 spot at $203.39. Let's look at the XRP price range. It's 108.94, bleeding off a little bit this morning. We can see the bottom range of the XRP price is almost the same at 108.39, and the upper end of the range is 112.36. We'll keep an eye on it. It does appear, and if we have time today, we will get into it and listen to Coins Kids tell us where we are on the 4-hour chart and what it looks like going forward. It does appear very bullish to him and many other technical analysts, not financial advice. Let's get into the news. We got a lot to go over. So Walmart installs 200 Bitcoin ATMs across the U.S. Clients can use the BTC ATM by inserting a banknote and getting a paper voucher with a redemption code. To redeem that code, users need to create a CoinMe account and then complete a background check. You know, this fourth industrial revolution, this, world we're moving into, the digital age and everything being tokenized is upon us. And this is one of those moments where I see it happening right in front of me. Now, changing gears really quickly, just to point to, for anybody who needs to level set here and understand the severity of why the entire SEC case against Ripple and anyone involved at the SEC from it needs to be independently investigated. There is enough public information that has been shown by DAI, myself, and many others, and certainly John Deaton, and it all certainly speaks to the fact that there should be an independent investigation done. This is another very damning piece of evidence here. Names of Alibaba IP on the Alibaba IPO: Jay Clayton and William Hinman and Lemming Chen. We've talked about this before, but we need to remember this because there's so many different areas of appearance of impropriety. Clayton and Hinman both go to the SEC in 2017. 2018, BTC and Ethereum get clarity from Hinman and Clayton. Berger is the director of enforcement. Chen goes to Alipay. December 2020, XRP is alleged to be a security, and then they leave the SEC. That's just one thing. Right? And then it really becomes like a spillover shockwave that Ethereum gets this unique advantage because it's a project that other companies and developers can build on top of. This is really where it becomes extremely troublesome because it isn't that ETH itself just got the advantage and then XRP didn't. It's that ETH got the advantage and the rest of the market didn't. And because of that, and because ETH is the kind of network that other projects can build on, look at the real advantage that they've gotten. It's in all the other businesses and projects and developers that have chose that network because of the clarity that has been provided to them, regardless and overlooking the fact of their initial coin offering. The SEC has not held them accountable for even to this day. And then it speaks to this. The SEC killed the Coinbase lending program. But at the same time, again, to my point, Ethereum is out here running without any pushback, without any accountability being brought to it for the initial coin offering, it actually did. Look at Aave on top of the ETH network. Somehow, it's okay that that happens. You know, this is not a solution for the future. And as wrong as it is, and you can clearly see that it is, whether you're just a retail investor like myself or whether you're a lawyer, I believe you can see the inconsistencies here. They're glaringly obvious, right? But at the end of the day, I look at this and I say to myself, because they are so glaring, something will be done. We may not be happy with all of the outcome, but something will be done. This is a clip right here from a recent interview with Brad Garlinghouse and Charles Gasparino at the Milken Institute, or Milken Conference at the Milken Institute. I want to give you just a very quick clip here. It's less than a minute, but I think it's so important for where we're getting ready to go with the rest of this video to what Brad Garlinghouse says here. Let's listen very carefully. He's asked about going forward with the company. Listen.
That's where I think, would you agree with this notion that the regulation of not just the cryptos, but it all comes down to your technology on Ripple, it could have a stifling effect?
Well, I think it's already had a stifling effect.
Right.
Here in the United States, right? It has frozen certainly Ripple's activity in the United States. I think you saw XRP get delisted from most exchange, or halted trading of most.
See, there you go. There's frozen the activity with Ripple and their customers in the United States. The exchanges frozen with XRP, or even IRA retirement accounts, frozen those accounts. You have to ask yourself, why would that take place? There are plenty of cases out here, the Kick case, the this case, the that case, and I don't remember anything this drastic happening. Maybe it did, but I don't remember it being as severe as it has been for Ripple and XRP. Let's keep listening now.
U.S. exchanges. So I think it has had a stifling effect here in the U.S. Hopefully when we get to the end of this, there'll be certainty and clarity, and frankly, it could be a very positive thing for the XRP ecosystem and community that it's the one crypto where there is clarity and it is certain.
Do you see a settle?
Now, that's an incredible statement there, that this could ultimately turn out to be a huge positive, and that's something we've said on this channel, that once this case is settled and clear out of the way, you could have a situation where XRP becomes the most vetted, compliant digital asset on the face of the earth. And what do you think the large institutions and financial institutions and central banks around the world will think about that particular asset then? And I think that's a very, very real point being made there. But let's listen to just this last piece here.
Of your case in the works?
Look, I would love to spend less time on this and be able to move forward. The one thing that Ripple cares about more than anything, and really for the whole XRP ecosystem, is that there's clarity going forward that XRP is not a security.
There you have it. That there's clarity going forward for the whole ecosystem that XRP is not a security. I'm about to take you through some information some of you may have seen and some of you may have not seen, but let me tell you, stay with me as we move very quickly through this now, because I believe we're going to see inside of Ripple and understand through their actions and their hiring exactly what their business model is pointed towards for an end goal. Yes, I will be speculating, but I will be speculating based upon the actions that Ripple, the company, the blockchain infrastructure company, has taken over the last several years that really, really, I believe, tell a story about the ultimate end goal for XRP itself. Let's take a look right now. So understanding what he just said, that this could be a huge positive that XRP come out with more clarity and really, and I'm paraphrasing, but more clarity than any other asset out here. And I think that's a huge win all the way around, regardless of any kind of fine that would need to be paid. But this is why I really believe that we are going to see the U.S. Treasury play a role in this. And remember, there's many different regulatory agencies connected to the Treasury. There's FSOC, which I've spoken about ad nauseum. We've talked about OFAC lately, right? The Office of Foreign Assets. Now, that is a big deal too, because here it is right here. Michael Barr came from the Treasury. I've done this before, but don't go anywhere. Craig Phillips came from the Treasury, joins Ripple. It doesn't end here. Rosie Rios got her signature on over $1 trillion worth of money floating around the planet. She came from the Treasury to come to Ripple. What else do we have? Susan Friedman, who's the head of public policy at Ripple, and is also from the Treasury, and is also on the Digital Pound Foundation, which is what? A foundation about the money from the UK. Not about the securities per se, but about the money. Right? All of these people have come from the Treasury that oversee money and regulation around money. Let's keep going. Then there's Katie Hawn here, who I played this interview, I believe, earlier this morning or yesterday. I can't remember. It's all running together here. And listen to what she talks about very quickly here. She talks about OFAC and how she can't believe they haven't talked more about OFAC, the regulatory agency connected to the Treasury, because we're talking about some of these crypto digital assets that really challenge the idea and understanding of currency.
I think what Stan just made about OFAC is a really important point. One of the things I've seen is that some of the traditional players that have been involved, they don't always come from the East Coast, but from the East Coast traditional financial institutions who are getting into the space or looking more at tokens, their first thing they talk about is OFAC. Whereas a lot of people who are new to the space, of a financially regulated space, don't even really have the first clue about what OFAC is. OFAC is the Office of Foreign Assets Control within the Department of the Treasury and yields really heavy penalties. And also it's strict liability.
And also it's strict liability, which really means that it is a prudential regulator, right? And it doesn't need Congress's approval. It just needs to see a liability in an area of the financial sector and be able to step forward and put something forward as far as like, hey, this is happening now. This is not going to happen now. We're doing this because of this. And it doesn't need Congress's approval. So FSOC can do that. OFAC can do that, right? It's very interesting to understand that the Treasury can play a role. It's also very interesting that the Treasury is going to be releasing some framework and recommendations and guidelines based on crypto and digital assets and stable coins in very near term. So there is that. This is the Office of Foreign Asset Control, which deals with sanctions. Now, we've seen 4 people, Michael Barr, who's not there anymore, but left Treasury, went to Ripple. Craig Phillips left Treasury, went to Ripple. Still there, I believe. And then we got Rosie Rios, still there, from the Treasury to Ripple. Susan Friedman, still there, and added to the Digital Pound Foundation about money from the UK. Now, you're going to need somebody there and to handle regulation. And look who they have here. They have Meenakshi Yura. And I hope I said her name correctly, and if I didn't, forgive me. But also Vice President, Global Head of AML and Sanctions at Ripple. OFAC, Office of Foreign Asset Control, Sanctions Program and Information. Meenakshi Yura, Global Head of AML and Sanctions at Ripple. We go down into it. Ripple, 2 years, 3 months, right? So here we see. It says right here under this, strategize, implement, execute AML sanctions policies at Ripple U.S. and non-U.S. regulated financial subsidiaries. Now, let me just go on down here really quickly to tie this in here. Then before that, she was a senior director, Bank Secrecy Act and AML and sanctions. Where was that at? That, interestingly enough, was the implementation and maintain BSA, AML, and OFAC program policy and procedures of XRP2 LLC, a virtual currency money service business and wholly owned subsidiary of Ripple. This is what she does. And this is what Ripple hires. And when you look at this, you say to yourself, or at least I do, if I'm running a tire business, I'm hiring people that change tires. If I'm running a painting business, I'm hiring people that paint. If I'm running a business that I believe ultimate end goal deals with money, then I'm hiring people from the Treasury and people who understand how to implement and maintain the regulatory standards and compliance for OFAC sanctions, because I'm doing a global business dealing with money. It even says down here in her description here, evaluate new products and services for BSA, AML, and OFAC risk and ensure implementation of sufficient controls prior to launch. Making sure that any entity, project, customer that comes into this situation, this network, is absolutely on board and they are not at risk and they have sufficient controls prior to launch. Sometimes you just have to keep scratching at it. That's all you got to do. You just got to keep scratching at it. And the more time that goes by, the more you start to really see what's actually there. When we look at the actions, at least for me, from Ripple and what their positions and how they've postured, who they've brought on. She's not a securities lawyer. Now, they have securities lawyers because of the case they're currently in, but they don't have securities lawyers because they believe that they're in the securities business per se at this point. And that doesn't take away the conversation that they could settle derivative market back end, because I believe they can do that too. That's another video for another day. But the reality is what I see out of Ripple is a company that is putting their money where their mouth is. They are saying this is ultimately where we're going, and this network and everything that we're building and the market infrastructure and the use of the XRP decentralized ledger and the native token XRP is ultimately about dealing with money. That's going to do it for me. Look, make sure you hit the like, subscribe. Before we get out of here, I do want to let you know we are looking at some serious close action to XRP making a move on the upside here. He notes, and he is Coins Kid here, notes for us that we could see this consolidation a bit and then maybe a breakout above, and we go 112 to 115. If we can get up above 130, I know for that for the last couple of weeks, if we can get above 130, and I'm sure there'll be some ebb and flow to get there, but if we get above there, we are really, according to Coins Kid and many other analysts out here, going to be staring down the barrel of new all-time highs for XRP and possibly before the end of this year. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you know. Check out all the links in the description and the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, we got great specials and deals. 99-cent 7-day trial for Pure VPN. Hide your identity online. Ledger Nano. There's great specials and deals for cold storage, but you got to click the links. The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto at I Trust Capital, but you got to click the links. I'll catch all of you on the next one.